going to heaven.
The PDC Order of Merit in his third European Tour event. It's Hispano José Justicia.
Mordida sem parar. E além de tudo, tu que quis terminar. E além de tudo, ela quis me largar. E hoje em dia não dá. Caramba, ZK, vai. Oh, nanana. Oh, nanana. A maioria das amigas da minha ex-mina tão querendo dar. Nanana. Oh, nanana. Olha as amigas da minha ex-mina louca e doida querendo sentar. Segurou?
And his opponent from Newcastle, England. He's number 50 of the PDC Order of Merit and made it through to the quarterfinals of this year's World Darts Championship. Time to meet relentless Ryan Joyce.
Different nationalities have won through so far on the opening day of the Danish Darts Open. We've had a Danish winner, a New Zealand winner, a Portuguese winner, as well as Australian, English and Irish victors. We could see 7 out of 7 if Jose Justicia can make it through this one. Or it could be another Englishman through, as Ryan Joyce will start as the favourite in this. In the penultimate game of the afternoon session, we know a Polish player is going to come through in the final game. I don't think we'll have ever seen a session with 8 different nationalities winning through, or maybe we have on a final day. I think we might have seen 8 different nationalities in a quarter-final, but even so, it's worthy of comment if it happens. Rob Malarkey joins me in the commentary box. It is relentless Ryan Joyce taking on Jose Justicia for the right to take on the number 2 seed, Daryl Gurney, one of only 3 people this year to win a European Tour event. MVG not here, of course. Ian White, the number 1 seed, he's won a couple of them, and Daryl Gurney picked up the only other title not shared between the Diamond and Mighty Mike. He's number 2 seed and awaits the winner here.
Well, I think it is worth commenting on, Dan. I think it would just illustrate what a cosmopolitan lineup we have here this weekend. But Ryan Joyce will have plenty to say about all of that. He is, of course, a world champion.
So it's ready to throw first. Game on.
And yet he is a world championship quarter-finalist who is making only his 2nd European Tour appearance of this year. And it was a very short-lived thing in Zwolle last time out as well, losing to Willie O'Connor early on in the Friday afternoon session in the Netherlands towards the end of last month. Secured his passage here to Denmark with wins over Ted Evans
134
in qualifying for this. Made only 1 quarter-final appearance since his run at Ali Pali as well.
81.
Yeah, it's not been stellar stuff from Ryan Joyce. You look at the averages and it's just above the 90 mark, which puts him around about near the top 64 on the Pro Tour. But
55.
you expect a little more, because last year he really did have a great year on debut in the PDC. He just looked dangerous all the time.
But I suppose once he'd made the last 8 at the World Championship, he became
31.
more of a recognisable face and name. And I suppose with that came the inevitable heightening of expectation as well. So it's something new for him to deal with as he readjusts himself, readjusts his career in many ways.
He's always an interesting one, Ryan Joyce, to listen to in his interviews. He's very honest, he's very self-deprecating, and he does analyse his game quite a lot. You might not expect that from Ryan. You might just think he's just going to be just straight down the line. Yeah, I played well, I won, or I didn't play well, I lost. But he does look at his game. He knows where he needs to improve. Primarily, it's the scoring. Always backs himself to take out checkouts, and these sorts of checkouts 76 are his bread and butter, and he's going to have to
Ryan,
gobble it up
76.
because Justicia, with the 180, has left himself a 2-darter.
Game shot on the first leg.
He does, and that was a
Joyce.
really good response by Ryan Joyce because he was
Second
under
leg,
pressure.
Ryan to throw
And it
first.
is an opening breaker
Game on.
throw for Relentless against the 30-year-old from Spain.
And that's it. Checkouts like that. 1 dart at the double, under pressure. Ryan Joyce, that's been
46.
the cornerstone on which he's had his success.
Only made his European Tour debut last year, did Justicia.
140.
He made his debut at last year's German Darts Open. He beat Luke Woodhouse before losing 6-0 to Chizzy. He was also beaten 6-0 in the first round of his second European Tour event. That was against the Jelle Klaassen at the International Darts Open in Riesa last September.
Yeah, Ryan Joyce is kind of a weird one on the Euro Tour because last year, whenever he qualified, won his first game, went out in round 2.
This year, just the one appearance so far, and as I said, first round defeat in Zwolle.
Yeah, I mean, last year here, he was a pretty convincing winner against Krzysztof Ratajski, which is a heck of a scalp, but then lost to the eventual champion Mensur Suljovic, who was playing great darts all weekend, to be fair. Here comes Justicia.
140.
Does have the ability to score big, Justicia. Hit lots of 180s. If he has one of those days, certainly had a couple of those in his
65.
very early stages of his PDC career, started last year when all kinds of things were happening.
Yeah, all kinds of things happening for a very altogether
55. Ryan, you're
shall we say, forgettable
160.
reasons in one match in particular against Adrian Lewis, but one quarter final on the Pro Tour this year for Justicia as well, although he has suffered more first round defeats than otherwise. 9 from 13 appearances on the Pro Tour this year. He's exited at the first round stage. 106, well, he's hit the treble 5 for his first start, so 91 away, so treble 17, which he finds for tops.
66.
Bit of a wild one for the
Ryan, you require
Spaniards.
60.
Joyce, nice finish for him this one, because darts go in flat, that's not in the way. Is that a problem?
20.
Flyer.
Jose, you
Problem if you
require
throw it even
40.
higher. The first one was high, Ryan.
Double 10 to level things up, and a break back for
35.
Yeah.
Ryan, you require 40.
Joyce has just been giving another helping hand. Returns at tops. This time he's underneath the wire, so double 10. And that
on the
is
second
found.
leg, Ryan Joyce.
Joyce eventually
Third leg,
crawls
Jose
over the
to
line for a
reverse.
2-0 lead.
Game on.
Not run into each other as yet, these two, until today.
140.
Ryan Joyce, I think it might have been this weekend last year at the Danish Darts Open,
60.
the inaugural Danish Darts Open, where Ryan debuted his new look and new shirt on a big stage. When he first started playing PDC Darts, started last year, he was just playing in a polo shirt,
81.
basically, and just didn't have a nickname or anything. He was just some bloke who turned up, and it turned out he was actually pretty good. And then fast forward
46.
12 months, and he's a World Championship quarter-finalist.
And when you encounter him, I mean, he's just, I mean, it's the same with most darts players. Nothing seems to change them at all anyway. Very down to earth. Doesn't seem to have changed much about his way of life in particular. But he has had a habit on the European Tour. He talked about the second round defeats, but he has had this habit of being beaten by very good players as well. Mervyn King,
So you've got
Suljovic
140.
twice, including here last year, Michael van Gerwen, Chizzy.
Yeah, that's it. He's winning his first game, going out in the second round, which was his
60.
Euro Tour campaign last year. But it's not as if he'd
And he was
picked
given
somebody who was out of form or anything like that,
Yeah,
got
I mean,
lucky with a draw.
6-5 against Suljovic in Riesa, 6-5 against Chizzy in
140.
Göttingen, 6-4
So
against
you require
80 in the Dutch Masters last year.
Yeah, I think that was perhaps a mark of last year, Ryan Joyce. Even when he was being beaten, he was gaining a lot of respect from the big boys. And Justicia
60.
has missed again. And he's missed inside as well. That's the problem for him, because he chased around the board a minute ago looking at tops and tens and double five. He's in danger of doing something similar here. Oh my.
No score.
Well, it's not happening for Jose at the moment. Joyce again given another helping hand, but he's looking at 118. 18 for tops. And this would really hurt. And it's a 118 check out for Ryan Joyce, who's reeling from that one, busting his score, and then further punishment following.
Well, Ryan Joyce there, his scoring was nowhere near as good as it should be, but his finishing was superb, and it's the second time we've seen him break the Justicia throw, where he's had one dart at the end of a combination finish, and he has pinned it. That's what Ryan Joyce does.
134.
And they are the fine margins that we often talk about in this first to six format. And Ryan Joyce is really looking to capitalise on this.
140.
Both these players securing their tour cards at the start of last year. Joyce currently 50th on the order of merit. Justicia is level tied for 90th on the order of merit, so with plenty to do if he is to retain his tour card. Came through along with the likes of Danny Noppert and Robert Marjanovic and Dirk van Dijvenbode at the start of last year, finishing in the top 6 of the European Q School Order of Merit.
100 on your 170.
And it was Joyce who came through the UK Q School Order of Merit.
105.
And then in his first 2 Pro Tour events of last year, he made the semi-finals and a quarter-final in his first 2 Players' Championship
45, Ryan, you require
2018. Really hit the ground running. 65 for a 4-0 lead. He's gone the treble 11 route, which Paul Nicholson was advocating earlier. Double 16. Well, another one of those if he gets the chance, and he will get the chance with Justicia on 179.
Yeah, they're the ones you can afford to miss. And that's the thing. Ryan Joyce is, what, 50% on his doubles pretty much. But the thing is, the ones that have really needed to go, those ones at the end of the 118 and 76 checkout, they've gone. This one needs to go. And it does go. And Ryan Joyce is 4-0 up in this one.
Game on.
Well, Joyce was the favourite to win this one, but I don't think many people would have had this one down for a 4-0 scoreline after the first 4 legs.
Well, we saw Scott Taylor come back into it against Jose de Sousa, but that was against a man who was averaging 105 and 4-0 up. This one, Ryan Joyce, he's only 3 points clear in the averages, but finds himself 4-0 up, and it's because Justicia has missed 7 darts at double. He's had some chances, he's not been able to take them.
I think it's fair to say as well with de Sousa, anyone who's been watching him of late on the Pro Tour, that would have come as no surprise today the way he played.
No, he's looking like a very, very dangerous player. It'll be interesting to see. I think Darren Webster's got his hands full.
Yeah, 96. Go along with that. Round. Absolutely. Darryl Gurney, however, will be awaiting the winner of this one. It looks as though it's Joyce's match to lose right now, but a little bit of work to do on the Justicia throw here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what kind of Darryl Gurney, the winner of this one, faces, because it was a very disappointing showing from the Northern Irish team, led by Super Chin at the World Cup of Darts last weekend. Some idiots had picked him to win it. Namely 95. Shows what we know.
And one idiot went for Wales.
Oof. Treble 19 would have left the double, but it's another one of these finishes. A 1-1-4, 1 treble required, would give him 1 dart for the leg. And he's got the treble, Ryan Joyce. And he leaves that double 18. Oh, and this time he can't find it. It's a let-off.
Well, double 8 for a hold of throw. Nervy times these for Justicia, but almost celebrates ironically there as he finally pings a double. No huge damage done for Ryan Joyce. It was on the Spaniard's throw, and whereby it was a half chance for a 5-0 lead. I don't think he'll reflect on that too long.
$65.
I mean, this is beatable from Ryan Joyce. He's not even averaging 90 here. Justicia has had opportunities and missed a lot of darts at double, but
93.
In these sorts of tight games, you do feel like Ryan Joyce is going to pick off those chances. He's already taken out a couple of them. I fancied him to take that 1-1-4 after the first dart. Had he done so, it would have been 5-0. He'd be thrown for a whitewash victory.
60.
But he's just such a dangerous player, as a number of opponents found out at Ali Pali.
60.
Great first dart.
100.
Only coming away with a ton there. Well,
surprising. I mean, I thought there was certainly a case for at least one more treble, having produced that first dart.
97.
All Polish affair. Krzysztof Kachuk versus
60.
Krzysztof Ratajski to follow this one and round off the afternoon's entertainment. We might not have very long to wait for that one.
57.
Again, we see Ryan Joyce just not finding the trebles as much as he probably needs to if he's going to go on and become a regular winner of PDC events. It is the scoring he needs to work on. He knows that. He is working on it. But he's going to have 6 visits here without having a dart for the leg, and that provides opportunities
96.
for your opponent.
So 152.
Well, he'll have 3 darts at tops should he return. And he will.
60. Ryan, you require 40.
So to move to within 1 leg of a place in the second round, once again on the European Tour. It was his story in Europe last year, with
Game on.
5 second-round appearances in 2018. Joyce won away.
Well, look, if Ryan Joyce does want to make it to the 3rd round of a Euro Tour event for the first time in his career, he ain't going to do it unless he wins through to the 2nd round. And that is 100% fact, Rob Malarkey.
And Joyce will be aware of the pitfalls, because on his European Tour debut, he was 5-1 down. So the roles were reversed. He was 5-1 down in his opening match, came through to win 6-5 in the end. So he won't be taking anything for granted here.
Who was his debut against?
I think it was Van Dijvenbode.
Ah.
It was in the Dutch Darts Masters last year. I'll just quickly double check that while we had a lull in this leg.
94.
Yeah, didn't quite do enough, Ryan Joyce, to make it through to the European Championship. He made various European Tour events, but as I say, only making it through to the 2nd round. Just needed that one tournament where he went a round or 2 further, and then he might have made it to the European Championship, which will take place in Göttingen this year in Germany.
97.
I'll tell a lie, it was Michael Rosenauer. Couldn't have been further from the truth with that one.
Now then, the treble 19 works well for Joyce. Leaves himself a 2-dart checkout. Justicia has to hit Joyce with a taste of his own medicine, and he will not do it. And Ryan Joyce should get a match dart here.
90.
Should do. Double 5. And
85.
Well, those were the shots that were going at the start of the match. Justicia missed so many darts at double in this game, and now he's accidentally hit one. My word. Well, it's all right. It leaves him double 14. Well, there you go. Double-double finish. He didn't even mean it when he spent all game trying to hit doubles and missing. And you accidentally hit one and pin the one you want first time. Madness.
$100.
And I think Ryan Joyce just looked a little bit, not rattled, but just a little bit infuriated by that slice of good fortune for Justicia.
No, I think more than anything, Ryan Joyce will have seen him pin a couple of combination checkouts early on in the game that put him in charge, and then those same things that have put him in charge have just deserted him. He'll feel this game could have been won 6-0 or 6-1 already, because he's very, very confident. He believes in himself when it comes to throwing at the outer ring. When it comes to the doubles, Ryan Joyce, he doesn't get nervous, he says. Other players do. He says, I get nervous throwing at the treble 20. I know that my scoring isn't as good as everybody else's. But when it comes to finishing off legs, I feel every time I'm going to do it.
And also, I think he's one of those players that just likes to finish things off emphatically and convincingly, because it gives him something to work with, moving forwards and moving ahead into the second round match tomorrow. And this potential meeting with Daryl Gurney. He'll want to finish with a flourish, and this would be the best way to do it of the lot, but he won't take out the 170.
Okay, using the bullseye. That means he gets down to a 2-dart checkout. Had he stayed on the treble 20 and not come away with a treble,
playing his percentages.
Yeah, I mean, he is a man who likes to use the bullseye, Ryan Joyce. If he leaves 150, he'll go 3 bulls.
100. Ryan, you require 100.
But this won't be 2 bulls. It'll be that for double top. And Ryan Joyce produces his second ton-plus checkout of the match. The one earlier on really put him in charge, stealing a leg with 118 checkout and sealing the deal with a ton. Ryan Joyce will take on the number 2 seed Daryl Gurney as he looks to do something he's never done before and make the final day of a European Tour event.
Ryan, congratulations. Next round, there'll probably have to be a few points put onto the average of tonight now.
Yeah, probably 20 points. Yeah, but I've had a little go on the stage now. I feel like I was finding a little bit better, so hopefully tomorrow I'll play much better.
We're looking forward to that game. Thank you very much to Ryan Joyce.